As Dave wrote in his memoir, it seems that in the genetic crapshoot of life, I rolled snake eyes.
The job of humility is not to make us feel small, but to expand our appreciation. To stand silent before all that we don't know, and then get on with it. And that last line describes Dave to a T. That's pretty much what he did from the get-go. He got on with it.
Did you push the red one?
Yeah, no, it's recording. There's a little green light.
Hi. How you doing?
Fine.
He refused any pity. It was a given. And if we didn't understand that, we had to come around to understand it.
My promise to get the book published has grown into a commitment to raise awareness for ataxia. More people need to know about it so that there can be more support and more understanding.
Cool?
Yeah, it's really great.
As a young boy, he was adorable, full of sunshine and life, extremely smart, and very, very funny. But as he grew into his early teens, it seemed like everywhere that Dave went, there was a crash to follow. As it turns out, he had Friedreich's ataxia, something that none of us had ever heard of.
Dave Lewis was first introduced to me by his parents. I think he was a teenager then at that time, in 1983. It started out with disturbance of gait, which is typical for the ataxias. He was a very charming and bright young man. I was not allowed to make statements that I could not back up.
When Dave's dad and I first heard the diagnosis of Friedreich's ataxia, Dave was 14 years old, and it hit us like a bombshell. We could barely comprehend what we were being told.
By the time that we all understood Friedreich's ataxia and what it meant, Dave was an adult.
Soon after leaving high school, Dave took off for the West Coast to go to school. He wanted to avoid ice and snow, but he also was making a statement of his independence.
He wanted to fashion a life based on using his brain instead of his body, to keep moving forward, having a rich, full life with family, friends, lovers, and his life was full of great adventures.
It also forced we, his family, to acknowledge and deal with the fact that he could be independent, and this was all a good thing.
What was impressive about him was his intellect. Very witty, always very cheerful. What was unusual with David was that he was quite independent. Sometimes I would speak to him on the phone. I was shocked at how he was managing. It was quite remarkable.
It was hard for us to watch and to understand why Dave resisted wanting help in things.
It was just heartbreaking to watch him fall over and over and over.
People at school were noticing that he had a harder time walking, and he was getting more and more questions about that. He made things up, and he told one person that he'd gotten hit by a train. And
he did not want to ever go into a wheelchair, although he eventually did and took it on as a challenge.
But he would not let you touch it. He wouldn't let you come near his wheelchair.
He was very interested in the research that was going on, and he followed it. He was sorry to see that it wasn't going to help him, but he knew that the cure would be found eventually. The final sentence of Dave's book is this: I believe we're playing this game, and after all is said and done, if you can look the Grim Reaper in the eye with a smile, then you win. I'm playing to win.
He was not to be deterred, and for that I will always thank him and love him.
Playing to win also works in regard to research, trying to find a cure, trying to find treatments. So let's all play to win. Let's put our brains together to support brain research.